Hello, welcome to my Sunday Front. Thank you for joining me again today on my Sunday Front. And you guys know I cover the Israel conflicts and anything really, Gaza, Palestine. And I just wanted to share something today with you that happened in the morning. Um, so I just wanted to get this out here. And I know like we do a lot of Red Pill content, and I like to discuss this ongoing situation. And I like to get you guys in the know rather than you find out through another source and it's not, kind of discussed fully in a way that's effective in our community, because here, we give a lot of thought into things, and I just want to make sure that I come on here and talk to the Red Pill community about all these things that's going on right now. And April 13th, 2024. This is an event that took place, um, Middle Eastern conflict kind of stemming from the Syrian border situation. So I'm just gonna read it off, right? So Israel and Iran fight took full flight today, when in the early hours a show of force was displayed through the way of 300 drones and missiles launched on the ground into Israeli homeland. So there was a show of force from Iran, and we were all bracing for this to happen, and we were all hearing both sides of the story. We understand that there was an ongoing situation from, it had an early start. Let's just say that. And, and of course, there's going to be all these things involved, that, you know, because of the situation already that Israel is in, there's going to be a lot taken out of context, and there's going to be, that's why I wanted to come on here and make sure that we fully, completely discuss it in its preface, and nothing twisted, no, toxic, content, promoting whatever. I just want to come on here and tell y'all some facts, okay? So this is, again, a Red Pill channel, and that's all this is based off of. I don't like it when people come in and talk about their opinions and things like this, because this is usually gonna be taken out of context, and people use it as a way to promote racial biases. They use it as they weaponize their knowledge, which it's not really knowledge if you don't have the base facts, but they do use it in social situations, is what I'm trying to say. So, how people say, well, I don't like talking about politics with such and such, or I don't like talking about politics with you, or I don't like talking politics in social situations. And this is why. So, going on, this after Israel took top military personnel down in Syrian territory. Many, including Biden, pleaded to not escalate the situation with Israel, for Iran to not retaliate, making it not a back and forth but an all-right power struggle in the Middle East. So, like I said, there's a lot of there's discussion around the world regarding Israel and Iran alone. So that whole, it's not really an infight, but it is because they're like, both countries in the area, the region in which they are in, and it's like easy to just reach and over, step boundaries and overreach. So this is why, they say be a good neighbor, be brotherly, and be, mindful and respectful of those around you, because, it's easy to step on toes here. So the alert, which has since the attack in the morning has ended, but had for a moment remained in place, as it seems words not consistent with peaceful resolve were being uttered in the public space. And like I said, there was a situation where they were conflicting just in discussion, and like verbal you know, just using language alone, they weren't able to communicate talks of peace with each other. So they had an alert in Israel, that to to be prepared and remain sheltered in case of an air raid, and not just in case of an air raid, but that this emergency situation would arise, and upon occasion of the event, they would be ready to evacuate and shelter and bunker. So that has ended, um, because they did pull up and show force. So many see Israel as a peacemaker, but the two countries are far from calm, collected armies. The 300 assault weapons were shut down by nearby countries. They were shot down by the countries around, and the US. Even at sea, to which the actual country who launched them retaliated by taking without hesitation, um, seeing several naval vessels taking every which one down one at a time at sea, a ship container. And so what the outsider countries counted, 200 by them alone had plucked out the air. And that was, not just at sea, but it was like where they were stationed at or whatever, you know. So, leaving Israel to the remaining 100 rockets and drones, causing a 10-year-old girl to become critically injured. They have reported that she was a victim of the assault, that she was the sole and lone victim of the assault, but that shrapnel did also cause major injuries to her. This ugly back and forth is not just as surface deep as it seems. Many countries already back Iran. The Arab world does not waver, and Biden continues to believe in Israel, who has shown effort in its war on terror. So, because the assault in its own homeland had taken place, they did push for forceful, um, resolution within those organizations that they believe were the perpetrators of those events that took place in its own territory. And this was, around the world, called, its own war on terror, because they really, backed it, and the US really backed them, handing them weapons and putting money into it, as well as Israel. They put a lot of thought and effort into this to protect its own civilian life. This is also bringing its face worth into light. Although an emergency meeting has been organized by the UN based on the status of Iran, control struggle with Israel, if you will. I mean, how do you begin to dismiss 300 launch assault aircrafts just so easily? So yeah, the UN has got involved. They are talking right now. They did have an emergency meeting. And there are countries around the world that are calling this, outrageous and stuff like that, and saying, they had several words about what Israel did, and so it's just like they have so much to discuss, you know, around the world regarding this, situation. And you can't just say, oh well, that didn't happen, let's just stick to one situation in Gaza, and although all lives are important, and the Palestinians are very much at risk, um, this is something worth, organizing for and talking, how most importantly does Israel defend IDF in Gaza? All these will continue being brought up in the discussion of peace and keeping civilian life in Israel safe. Um, that said, thank you guys for joining me today. I really hope you guys continue being supportive of Palestinians and all those affected. Keep everybody in your thoughts right now. You know, I would like to say, that whenever you discuss things like that, just, keep race out of it. Let's not be biased. Let's be, peace. Um, how are you going to ask for peace if you yourself don't find that within you? So, you know, like I said, hopefully this will bring about a change and this will bring about an effort for peace. And I know it was a show of force, but like because our country, Biden has been very much, backing Israel and trying to get everybody, on the up and up with, you know, where we're at, where our country stands, and I think I think this kind of gives them a pivotal moment where they can have, you know, a point where to which they can talk. They have a talking point right now, and sometimes it's just, you know, inevitable to do. You have to communicate, the good and the bad. You have to discuss things civilly, and being silent about it would not. It could never. But, like I said, hopefully this will bring up a discussion, about resolution. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon on my Son de Pronto. Bye bye.